It's time for the Killjoys after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We are talking season 2, episode 8, Full Metal Monk. Stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to the Killjoys after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. If you have not already, go to youtube.com/AFTERBUZZ-TV. Hit subscribe. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. Subscribe there as well. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. You can tweet along with me during the show at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I'm joined by my gentleman, Zach Wilson.
Hey guys, thanks for not being a Jellco and showing up on time. You people in the chat,
Yeah.
you're good people.
And Stephen Lemieux.
I'm cosplaying as Davin right now.
Is that what this is?
That's what this is.
I like it.
AKA the only shirt in my car was a workout shirt. So I'm just showing off the guns.
Yeah. Davin.
That's a very Jellco move that I just did right now.
Yeah.
Such a Jellco.
We have a treat for you guys later.
Yay! Okay, but before we get into that, speaking of Davin, I decided this episode to ship Davin and Alvis, and it's DeAlvis.
That's the worst. I hate you.
No, it's the best ship ever.
Yeah, you see the couch over there?
Yeah.
Walk right by it when you leave the room.
Oh, that was mean. I
Yeah.
lead this show. You shut your mouth. I ship DeAlvis. I'm in it.
Alvis.
Absolutely. It's the only time that I'll say his name with the apostrophe. Yeah, no, this episode sees DeAlvis, that bond forming and becoming beautiful when he asks.
Oh, so flirty.
Yeah, he's asking Alvis to help him monk. And just that moment when he comes out of the shower. I'm just jumping into parts that I loved about it.
They said hells like 8 times in this episode.
Oh my
you
god,
drink
they
every time?
kept saying it.
Did you guys drink every time? That's what you're supposed to.
I thought about it.
Yeah,
I
you'd
felt like
be
it was being
wasted.
forced fed, like, things I hate.
Interesting note though,
Yes.
at least a bunch of times that I noticed, the captions, because I had the closed captioning on.
It's just as
It's
hell.
just as hell.
Yeah,
it
refuses.
Even closed captioning people are like, no, deaf people will not have to deal with this.
Lucky them. The hells. The monk, the like old ass monk, also said hells
Yep.
in old word.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
It's like lingo that's like survived since like the 90s. It's the same principle. You're
Such
just like,
as?
why are you still saying like cowabunga?
Dude, cool beans, man.
Who still says cowabunga?
Mike.
Okay. Yeah, so we get a lot of answers that really are a lot more questions this episode. I know the biggest twist everyone was talking about was that Dutch, who looks like Alina, and Alina is daughter
Aneela.
of Aneela, that's what I said.
Daughter of Khlyen. Or at least, we don't know, though, because she just calls Khlyen father.
Right. And what we also hear is that Dutch is now pissed at Khlyen because not only does she look like her, but she has to go kill her.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Which could still be
Yeah.
metaphorically killing her.
Yeah.
Stephen, go on.
I've already talked about this last episode, and we already get a little bit of it this episode when she's like, but what if I am Aneela? And he can mess with memories and like all the stuff, my mental things like from last episode, they're basically just saying on the episode. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I think that's true. I think when she is infected with level 6 serum, she is Aneela. And otherwise, she's not.
I do think I am leaning towards the theory that Dutch is Aneela.
Okay.
That they're one and the same. Because any other explanation for why they look identical to each other would feel silly, as opposed to like her living for 300,
Yeah.
400 years. But no, but like a clone would feel silly if she's like the daughter. If she's Aneela's daughter, why would she look identical? That would feel silly. But her being the same person in this world that we've built holds up. Like there is a logic to that being true.
I like the idea, though, of her being Aneela's daughter. I like that idea. Why does she like the rebirthing process of whatever this family is can make her identical, and that now Khlyen is actually Dutch's grandfather.
I don't like that at all. I just don't. I don't think.
right.
I think it's such a cop out to make it be like, oh, it's my daughter, but we're just identical. Like, no, I like that's more like different to me than just saying, okay, it's a clone. Like, I prefer it to be a clone over this is just my daughter and we look the same.
Exactly.
Because they look too identical. If it was like a little bit off, or if they in the flashbacks they did something to her face to make it a little bit different, I'd be like, okay. Like, even if they made her look old in the flashbacks, but they didn't. They make them look exactly the same.
I can usually handle it in a show where they like do a flashback to like your ancestors from like 700 years ago, and like they just use the same actor, but it's very clear like this is a different person. It was just easier to use the same actor. But this, because like she has to like go actually like search for this person, it either needs to be very cleanly explained where it's genetic cloning or just the same person. Otherwise, it's ridiculous in a way that this show doesn't do.
So here's the argument against her being the same person.
Okay.
I think they're the same person because I think memories can be tampered with. But here's the argument against, is that the memories we have of her as a child, she's saying tutor. Khlyen is her tutor. He's teaching her to be an assassin. He's not her father at all. But she is a child in those memories. If she was raised as a child back when she was Aneela, it would have been father at all those memories. So the other option is that maybe they just replaced the word tutor with father in her memories, and he's always, he was her father from the beginning. But another thing is that like it could be a clone, but not in the clone sense that we know. It's just a clone sense of the same DNA used to grow another human.
So one of the things that we, I guess, for whatever reason, are not thinking of is, what if it's twins? What if we have twin sisters?
Biological cloning?
So what if we have twin sisters and one was raised by Khlyen as
A level
the daughter,
6 into Aneela.
And the other one was raised by another family, but then something happens and now Khlyen comes and tutors this child. We
Could
never
be.
like occurred to us that they could be sisters.
The thing that you could explain that away though is if Dutch was if Dutch has the memories of her as a kid, who's to say there isn't a 300-year gap that she just is convinced isn't there? Like the time she spent as a kid with Khlyen as her tutor, we know Klein's super old, so that could have happened 300 years ago.
No, that's what I said last episode. But at the same time, would she know that, or would she like look up and know that it wasn't 300 years ago? Would she know for a fact that it was? And the other thing with twins is you can say it's twins, but then this one's 300 years ago, and now Dutch is not 300 years old in her mind, and she bleeds and she ages. So
so what we've seen in this episode, right? We have these 10 bodies. We then find out, I thought you were right with the clones when we saw the bodies, that like these are messed up clones. But no, it then turned out that these are the original 12 monks that went to fight the devil. So these are 10 of them. We found the other one, and now we found number 12. And they're going through the old process of becoming level 6s. And I feel like there's a possibility that with Dutch, it is that she and her twin sister 300 years ago, I like that we went to 300 even though it was 200, that war happened. Anyway, so I like that.
It's a round number.
Sure. The idea is that they were both born and that different processes were used on them. And Dutch got this one process where she bleeds and heals, or doesn't heal and can die, but lives forever unless she's killed. And then Aneela is a level 6.
The other option that we're not looking into, I mean, I guess we're kind of with the cloning, is that Aneela is Klein's daughter.
Yeah.
And Khlyen was running level 6, and Aneela dies. Okay? Aneela dying kind of separates Khlyen from level 6 in a way because it brought his emotions back to a certain point. Let's fast forward 300 years, and Khlyen finds out that the company is using clones of Aneela because she was the devil, she was the best fighter they had or whatever, without his knowledge, and that pushes him to betray the company. And
or that she didn't die, that the company just took her from him. That brought back his memories because that way she's still alive for Dutch to kill her. Just going with your theory.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. I like all these crazy theories that we have. Because we get a lot of info this episode, but no info this episode. Our monk friend tells us the thing about Aneela being calling him father, that she's come back to kill him, that Dutch, we've confirmed that they look alike. And we also get another safe house, which turns out to be an elevator this time. But for some reason, only Dutch can open these elevators, which I assume that means that Aneela can also open this elevator if she was going down there.
Yeah, I think it's a DNA thing.
Which goes into the clone idea.
No, it goes into the daughter idea. Just because she's officially just because Aneela is officially Khlyen's daughter per se, doesn't mean that Dutch is a clone.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that there's a lot of potential behind the Dutch just being Aneela, or Aneela being buried in Dutch's subconscious, effectively. It seemed like Khlyen has always felt like paternal figure for her, not just because he raised her, but the way he behaves.
Oh yeah.
Is an irrationality that only really you find from family.
I like that description.
Yeah. I mean, you could also say that Aneela suffered full brain death, and what was born from the recovery is Dutch.
Ooh.
Oh, like she was that powerful that like she survived brain death, but just came back as Dutch?
Came back as human. Like.
But then why does Dutch have to kill Aneela? Right? She's given the red box, she's given a name, and she's given the tool.
Because this whole season has been Dutch becoming more and more ruthless and less emotion. So you look at a full brain death, right? Would take a long time to recover from, I would assume. So if the recovery speed is just stunted to the point of a crawl, but it's still recovering, Dutch is going to become more and more like Aneela as time goes by. And if Khlyen knows this, and that's why he's trying to stay in contact with her in certain ways, but keep the distance, because the closer Khlyen gets to her, the more Aneela comes back.
I like it.
Because, I mean, she's already seeing some memories. She's already further ahead than Khlyen wanted her to be, because he's saying she's seeing things that she shouldn't be seeing.
Right.
And he's laying all these breadcrumbs, so when she sees all this information, it makes sense to her, and she knows what she has to do. I mean, if it comes down to it, maybe she has to instill brain death in herself again to kill Aneela.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an interesting option.
Yeah, because Khlyen didn't want her to find these things now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so whatever his plan was it's shot, at least for now.
Well, what's always interested me is, well, for one thing, you have Davin, who had brain surgery and had things mess with the brain, which obviously affects the green goo and affects level 6.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question and tell me what you think. Let's say I take a baseball bat and just bang Zach over the head with it right now.
Let's see.
And you get amnesia, right? The person, right? You get amnesia.
Let's go from there.
Let's go with this. I didn't want to do Yael because she's a girl.
Thanks.
But you get amnesia. The person who you are while you have amnesia, what happens to that person when you get your memories back?
This sounds like an episode of Dark Matter. Dark Matter, an after show we do here right after this one. That's the premise of that show.
No, I mean it's an interesting dynamic. I know I saw there was an episode of House where they tackled that, where a woman woke up and like didn't know who her husband was, and it's like, are you bound by the things that you did that you cannot remember? Memories are fickle. Memories don't. If you don't have memories, if they go away, then what are they to anybody?
But that's the thing is his request to kill Aneela is the same as somebody with you telling somebody with amnesia that they can never go back to the way they were.
Yeah.
Because basically, if Dutch is Aneela, Dutch is the amnesiac personality of Aneela, and at some point, Aneela's coming back.
Yeah.
It's just which personality is stronger to deal with her.
Oh, so you think like she winds up in like a split personality situation?
Yeah, like
where
I really
we
think
don't know who Dutch is. It could be Dutch, it could be Aneela.
I really think we're going towards that, because I'd love to see a whole season of Dutch being a bad person, because they've built these characters to be strong enough to survive without any one of them. Like they could kill Johnny and it'd be still a good show. They could kill Davin and it'd still be a good show.
But we're not going.
We're not going to.
I'd be heartbroken.
But they might kill Pawter now that she said, "I could die now."
Well, before we get to Pawter, just a few things to wrap up on the De Alvis and Dutch thing. I'm making that a thing. I want that ship to happen.
It's not a thing.
It's totally a thing. What Alvis says to him, "I'm tired of hearing about your dusty junk." It's so good.
Hey, it's not Dusty. It's the most powerful junk in the universe.
That's true. So Davin is learning to control his telekinesis wizarding powers, which is awesome.
You're a wizard, Davin.
And he makes some guy's eye explode, which was disgusting.
Yeah, I knew in that as soon as they started fighting him, Davin's gonna like murder this guy in some way, but I didn't.
For whatever reason, when
eyeballs.
Davin was getting choked, in my head I went, he's gonna make the guy's head explode, and he kind of did. I thought his head was gonna explode.
I mean, we now know two things.
Yes.
We know that the Davin can control it while it's inside of a person.
Yeah.
Even if he's not penetrating them.
That's an interesting fact.
And the second thing is that eyeballs do not taste like chicken.
Yeah, we did learn that.
Third thing, though, we also learned that it's not just physically he can, like, kill them. He can also calm them.
He can connect with
He can actually, like, it seemed like it was almost like a Vulcan mind meld thing.
Yeah,
He wasn't doing it here, but he put his hand on the old monk and was able to completely calm him down, at least for a moment. And so if he gets better and better at that, if he gets near a level 6, he might be able to turn them...
Like Jean Grey it?
Yeah,
Yep.
or like, maybe if that evolves, like it could, in theory, turn to a point where he could he could like bless them, and then they lose the part of level 6 at least that makes them irrationally violent towards whatever Khlyen and Blackroot is controlling them for.
I would love to see, because we know that Fancy is going to go after Davin again. So what if Davin brings back Fancy
Oh, I would love that. I miss him.
from being level 6?
Yeah. We also see the formula on the wall, which is afferent neural teleplastic. Those are science words. That's what I got. So, which we then learn is what the wall is doing, right? This is this sciencey word that Johnny said to Pawter, and then Pawter said, "Oh, I'll look into it." And
There must be a wall like built around like Oregon or something, because everyone's just so high.
Well, so it exerts cognitive behavior influence. It kills fear and triggers euphoria, and makes everyone a helpless, happy drone.
Woo!
Which takes us to our next story. But before we talk about Johnny and Pawter, I want to take a moment to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you so much to everyone who's live in the chat. Zach will be better at paying attention to your comments and sharing them. Yep. But
I'm
also,
looking at them.
and sharing them. Thank you guys so much. We ask you to do a very simple thing. Go to iTunes, subscribe. That way you don't miss a single episode. But also, rate and review. If you like us, you can give us 5 stars. And if you don't like us, you can give us 4 stars. Because the other stars, they don't work. Don't worry about it. And if you comment, if you bang on your keyboard and write any words or emojis or anything, Zach will read them live on the air. He's pulling them up.
No new reviews this week, guys.
What the hell?
We got a new review, but it was for the Stranger Things after show. But it's on the iTunes.
Thank you guys
feed
for watching
Killjoys.
the Stranger Things after show. But comment on the Killjoys after show as well.
Yeah.
Go onto iTunes, hit us with a review, and we'll read it off next week.
Yeah.
Yes, hit Zach with reviews, not baseball bats.
Also baseball.
We won't like Amnesia Zach.
I probably will.
Axe.
Oh,
Ow.
yeah. Well, what the hell's, guys? That's
Shade.
rude. All right, let's talk about Johnny and Pawter. And Arun, played by Shamier from Winona Earp. So excited. I was so excited when he walks in, and I went, oh, and then he dies. I was like, well, that was a waste of a guest star. All right, so Johnny's in love with Pawter, and Pawter has to get him out. We find out about the execution eugenics, and they test the air and the water, and everything's clean.
I was like watching this like, oh my god, it's almost like I predicted this.
Yep.
They're like survival of the fittest. You take you get rid of the weakest subjects, keep the strongest ones, and then they do something to them. I don't know what it is. I think I might know it.
Yeah. Good job again being correct. I love when I watch it and your predictions, both of you, whether you guys are spot on. I go, yeah, duh. But so
I'm glad this isn't a Netflix show because people would literally be commenting on our videos like, "You watched ahead, you assholes."
Yep.
Jellco move, watching ahead.
Seriously. But we go into Pawter's old office once Jellco and Delsea activate the wall ahead of schedule.
Activate the wall.
Yeah. And we go into Pawter's old office, which has been repurposed. And I just have to take a moment to applaud the costuming.
Spiky bra.
No, it's when we see Pawter, she's got that amazing like sleeve with the scales on it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
Beautiful. And then we put her in this latex like halter dress that covers absolutely nothing. I need this dress so much. It was so beautiful. I tweeted out that I needed it. Hopefully someone will find me where I can get one. I'm putting it out into the internets. I want this dress, guys.
All right, we need a word from the costume designer.
Yeah. What a great dress. All right, anyway.
Contact us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com.
Thank you. Or tweet at me at Yael Tygiel. We also get pre-singing. Guys, that was Tom Allison actually singing. He's an amazing singer.
That was him?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Did you not?
Tom.
As soon as it starts and they're at the end of the scene, they're sitting there listening to pre-sing, I turned to my roommate and went, "That's Tom singing. That's Tom singing. I know that voice." It was beautiful, but so was the bedazzling and the glitter all up on his face. Jellco, if you put Jellco's glitter on Pawter's dress, perfect outfit for Yael. Fun fact.
Wait, Jellco's glitter?
Sorry, Pre's glitter. Jellco didn't have any glitter. What a Jellco.
Jellco doesn't get glitter.
No, Jellco pulls some Jellco moves, and I think Steven.
Did you guys next level?
Did you guys know that Tom Allison has videos on YouTube of him singing?
Yeah, Tom Allison's a singer. Stop it. Stop it. We got to talk about Jellco.
Okay, you want to talk about Jellco's?
I want to talk about Jellco.
Guys, we got a special treat for you tonight. I spent about so many hours, like 15 minutes before the show, making Jellco memes. And I combined, like, you know, the bad luck Brian, you know, that kind of stuff, like the good guy Steve memes with, you know, how that says, like, hashtag just girly things.
Yeah.
Now we just have hashtag Jellco move. So tweet at our show with the biggest Jellco move. And, of course, you can also comment your Jellco moves on iTunes and, you know, send us your own tweets. But we're going to just go through some Jellco moves right here real quick.
I haven't seen these before, so this is all new to me. I'm excited.
Here's our first meme for the audio listeners. I used the douchiest picture of Jellco I could find.
Such a douchey
He looks
picture.
very smug in these pictures.
Yeah.
The first one says, puts a bomb on your ankle, opens up his heart to you.
Love it.
Because that's kind of what he did to Pawter. Okay. The next one is, gets you really high and then frames you for murder.
Jellco move.
That's a
Total
Jellco
Jellco
move.
move. All right. Lures you into his office and then puts you in a cage.
That's my favorite Jellco move.
It's a very big Jellco move.
I feel like it's also a Yael move, but for different
I
purposes.
had the same
You have to
thought.
pay for that, though.
I absolutely had the same thought.
This one is ends world hunger with poison.
Yeah.
With poison. Jellco move. Hashtag Jellco move.
Damn it, Jellco.
Master's degree in torture ends up building walls.
Sounds familiar.
Thank you, Jellco.
Ooh. Ugh.
Doesn't take bath salts. Lick girls' faces anyway.
Yeah, what was the lick?
It's just like any sense of him trying to feel that he's a good guy in any way, taken away by just him being utterly creepy, licking her neck and face.
Yeah, that was like next level like evil move. Like it's one thing
Like,
to
he
have
should've-
nefarious plans and be carrying them out, because you could argue that it's for the I'm not saying he's right, but you could argue that it's like, oh well, we have to do this for the betterment of the whole population. He's just licking people now.
He should have just walked out of the room.
Might as well have.
What a Jellco.
All right, we're on to the next one. Takes blackmail picture. LOL, hashtag Instagram, smiley face.
I do want to see how he posted. Yeah, that'd be so funny. He's like, I'm just going to snap this to the 8.
Yeah.
Let me send this to the 8. Oh, wait, yeah. The next one is makes everyone comfortable, shoots you in the stomach.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Like, Arun, right, is just like the only one not high in Old Town. He's like, I could shoot you in the head, I could shoot you in the knee, I'm going to shoot you in the stomach and have it be the most painful way to die ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's the only one who's just not affected by this happy gas.
Jellco is also not affected.
Right, he's got the neck thing. Drugs you against your will. Hey guys, thanks for cooperating.
Jellco.
Just Jellco move. 9's my favorite number. LOL. Nah, 8's just as good. The next one is, aw, what a sweet moment. It'd be a shame if Jellco showed up.
It's a good one. I like that one.
Yep, accurate.
Next one is proud award winner, biggest dick in the quad.
Oh, he's the dickiest dick who ever dicked.
Exactly, right?
Exactly.
Next, we got forgives your betrayal, shoots you in the head.
Aw, Hills.
Hills. Wah,
Aw.
wah. Next one is, have you seen The Hills Have Eyes? This one has a bullet now.
Aw, Hills. So good.
Asks for help with deadly gas.
Oh, you might want to see a doctor.
Like farts.
That's a fart joke.
Yeah. No, I get it. Jellco movement of gas.
Nice.
Jellco bowel movement.
There you go. Walk into his room. You're stealing intelligence.
There's no intelligence in his room.
Yeah, all right.
I can't be stealing it. There's none of it here.
Yeah.
And then says he won't tell mom, tells mom. I just thought that was a very Jellco move.
It's such a Jellco move.
Is there any more?
Jellco's the tattletale from next door.
Oh, gives you the munchies. LOL, here's some poison. I think that's the last one.
These are great.
Oh, man.
Is that
Thank
the last
you.
one? That's the last one. Oh, wait, no. OMG, I love Game of Thrones. Joffrey is the best.
Beautifully done.
I don't know if the mic picked up my face palm just there.
Everyone heard it. That was beautiful. Thank you, Stephen, for making that.
Send us your own.
Yeah, Jellco move. Ugh.
I'll be tweeting them out later so people can see them too. So
And share them.
Oh my god. Yeah, please share them.
like CHER
everywhere.
them
Jellco move them. I don't know if that
from one
means-
place to another.
Yep.
No. But
yeah.
you know, I thought it was interesting the turn from
Sober
Johnny
to
and
high.
Potter. Like, yeah, they were like, we saw them and they were fine. Like, yeah, we're gonna plan this out, and then it was just like bang.
Mm-hmm.
They're stoned out.
Yeah.
Off their asses.
So I appreciate that Arun asked if she was high again, because we have forgotten that, like, she was a drug addict.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that once we deal with this issue, if Potter survives, we're going to have to deal with that again.
We never did establish how she got clean. Because
I think she was exiled to Westerly and just got clean.
No, she remember that there's a whole thing about where she needed Jack
Oh,
to
yeah.
like get through surgery and stuff
Oh, that's
because
right.
she lived on it. Like she was getting shipments of it from Leave.
She
Wait,
needed
so
Jack
she's-
before. Now she's got Johnny.
Nice. So anyway, no, you're right. I don't think she did get clean.
I think she did. I
Well,
think it was
they
just.
said here that she got clean. It just like we didn't see it. We just never established how It was sort of like it was just sort of skipped over.
Yeah.
Somehow, I guess she managed to get clean.
All right. And maybe she tapered off. Let's go with that.
Maybe it just takes a number of years.
Maybe. I just really appreciate that we had this scene where Jellco kind of reveals his plan. I always like it when a bad guy reveals their plan.
Yeah, why is he's bad guy
like-
mistake number one, revealing your plan to your enemies and then not murdering them.
Right, so
like-
he says to them,
He's like, oh, you were right with the poison. Toodles.
he's like, you're right about the rations, but it's so much more than that, than killing off the weak. And because, right, like they assumed the same thing you assumed, that the idea is to kill off the weak and keep just
The strong.
and turn them into the workforce and the sixes and, you
Yeah.
know, and have this army. But it seems like there's more to it, according to Jellco. There's more to it that we don't know. And the first part of it was releasing the gas to make everyone a helpless, happy drone.
I mean, guys, we know what they're doing now.
What are they doing?
What I predicted. We know they're doing that, like, for a fact.
But there's so much more, he says. It's more than
No,
that.
he knows. He's saying it's so much more because it's the rivers of Ziz. It's the rivers of the green
green.
goo. Because they talked about it. They're like the monk in the or whatever. They went to.
Olin.
Well, they went to Arkin,
Right.
And they were talking about there was lakes of the green stuff, there were rivers of the green stuff.
Right.
They talked about they walled off the areas on Arkin and filled it with the green stuff. They're going to just fill the walls with the green stuff.
So we find out at the end of the episode that premium rations are going to be dropped in to end hunger and build a new future. Do you think that there is green goo in the new rations that are coming in?
No.
No, the rations are just to eliminate the weak, who would definitely not survive the level 6 treatment, and now they're left with only the strongest people
I see.
in Westerly, and they're going to put them through the level 6 serum and all that, and the ones that survive that are now
Level 6.
their happy-go-lucky level 6 army.
I mean, I think the cans are probably just Mountain Dew. So if you can survive that, you can survive anything.
That's true. All right, let's head into predictions.
Wait, we weren't in predictions?
The whole episode?
Should we just start it at the beginning?
We should
just play the bug first thing.
All right, so on the promo for next week, we see that Old Town... Oh, now you want to play it?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Thank you. So, we see that Old Town is at war, and the trailer says, death is coming. Dulcea says to Pawter, no one will fight for Old Town. And then it looks like Pawter may betray them, and Johnny says to Pawter, what did you do?
Pawter, what did you do?
Yep, that's the promo.
From that, what I would have to think, like, obviously they get away from the happy gas.
Yeah.
Because Jellco, if you're going to pull Jellco moves, at least do them efficiently. But they get away, and now they know his plan. I have to think that Pawter is going to make some kind of deal with somebody else on the 9 to really, that is going to maybe, honestly, maybe sacrificing a lot of Westerly to save, like, her friends or save, like, maybe just save Johnny.
I don't even think it's that. Are title spoilers at all?
I mean, we know you know the title for next week?
And the week after. Because there's only 2 episodes left.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'm going to just say the title, because they're on Google, like it's not like a secret and it doesn't give away anything, but next episode's called Johnny Be Good.
Okay.
And the week after that, for the finale, is called How to Kill Friends and Influence People. So...
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Not really, but...
Yeah.
Based on what I saw from the previews and kind of that title for the finale, I really think it's... I think it's going to be a case where Johnny's going to find a way to save everyone in Old Town, but they'll only be able to save everyone in Old Town and none of the other places. And I think Pawter's going to make the decision to let Old Town go, and everyone in Old Town's going to die because of her decision, because then she'll have evidence to bring to the 9, or the 8 now.
Like Old Town dies, but everywhere else survives.
Basically, like, yeah, like, because they pushed Old Town ahead of schedule, and the whole thing with Arun is that she didn't have evidence.
Right.
And I feel like if it's going to be something like Pre and her get together, and Pre's going to send his vitals as he dies to Pawter as the whole town is being destroyed, and she'll use that to kill friends and influence people in the 9.
So I hate that story, but I like your prediction. I won't let us lose Pre. But,
yeah, I don't want to lose Pre. But I think...
But with Pre's song was I'll Always Be a Westerlin.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that is like a nail in the coffin.
I mean,
and him and Pawter have history.
Right.
It could be that, like, yeah, it's a thing where Old Town is going to get sacrificed or culled in some way. Maybe this is where we get Warlord Pre, who, like, pieces together an army to like rise up now that, like, it's pretty clear what's happening.
Well, the good news is that at the very least, even if Old Town is destroyed like that, Pre's a character that can easily come back as a level 6. Because, like, the whole point is turning everyone in the town into a level 6.
Oh, that would be so badass.
It gives
level
you
6 Pre.
It gives you a lot of room for maneuverability. Plus, you have a character turning into a level 6. Everyone in Old Town dies. Maybe Pre survives, becomes level 6, and Davin, that's who Davin tries to cure or has to cure. I mean, so you're not sentencing anyone to really death.
Yeah.
Except for the people who die.
Right.
I'm just picturing the wall coming down and, like, the dust. There's like there's like an army of, like, the Jellco soldiers, like, ready with their guns, and then the dust settles and level 6 Pre walks out and just looks at them and just takes them apart.
It's like he touches the green goo and he goes, and just the hair comes out.
Blonde hair shooting straight
Super
up.
Saiyan Pre.
I love these predictions. I think what's gonna happen, I like your thing that Potter's gonna have to sacrifice somebody to get evidence. I think that she's gonna do that, and unfortunately she's gonna come up against Dulcea and other people in the 9 who are gonna go, yeah, we don't care, right? I mean, Dulcea says no one will fight for Old Town.
Well, the big thing is that she's like Pawter is going to have to deal with being accused of murdering one of the other members of the Nine.
Yeah.
That's not just going to go away. And
but that's
the idea that like she could just be like, it was Jellco. He gassed me. She is someone with a history of
that's
drug
blackmail,
problem.
though. I don't think that's like something they're gonna release. I think that's Dulcea.
Oh no, I meant just within the Nine.
But I don't think the Nine's gonna find out. It's just Dulcea getting Pawter in her corner.
Absolutely, I agree. I think that's not going anywhere past Dulcea and
because she's basically the sole inheritor of one of the 9 families. So if Dulcea has her in her pocket, it's more valuable to her than just another family that is being taken down by a scandal.
Be the 7.
Yeah. So it's better to have another ally in a team of 8 than it is to just have there be 7.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But I think Pawter will definitely get her revenge on Jellco by the end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I also think we're going to...
Do you think she's going to rip his heart out?
Yeah.
Like she's going to reach in and
like,
just physically...
Open the little thing and pull it out. No, she's going to open the little... There's a little door.
I would make her another reference in terms of a movie I saw last night, but I will not say anything because it is a spoiler.
Yep. And I think we're gonna Jellco better be dead by the end of the season. I can't handle.
I don't know. But
being a dick, living through the whole season. Jellco move.
Here's my question though: how do you want Jellco to die?
Slowly and painfully. Is that with the gas? The
I want him to
gas,
be smiling as his heart is ripped out by Pawter.
I don't think it'll happen that way. I think Jellco will actually become level 6 and then be killed.
I don't think he can be with this heart condition.
No, because it'll be like what is that James Bond movie? Was it GoldenEye with the satellite? And he got Alan Cumming as the super intelligent dude, and he goes, "I am invincible!" And then the liquid nitrogen just washes over him and kills him. And then it'll be like that. Like Jellco's like, "Haha, my heart is cured. I'm all ready to go."
Oh, yeah, I'd like that. I don't think Jellco wants to be a 6.
No, 6s are slaves.
Yeah. Jellco likes
with the exception of Khlyen, 6s are anyone that has the level 6 goo is.
But that's because
Khlyen.
Here's a new meme for you. Doesn't want to be a 6. He's already a 10. Hashtag Jellco move.
No. All right. On that note,
Renji wants in the chat wants him to just be shot in the head by Pawter. Clean, simple. Just 2 taps to the back of the head.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Why don't you tell people where they can find you?
When did you think that they were on drugs?
When he started telling her how terrible her life was, and she laughed.
Okay, yeah. Because I was like, these guys are on drugs. As soon as she started putting on the dress, I'm like, they're on drugs.
Well, she was putting on the dress as like her going undercover.
Yeah, but she was goofy when they were playing undercover.
Yeah.
Regardless, I was distracted by the dress. I need that dress.
Yeah.
All right, where can we find us on Twitter?
Zach.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at that Zach Wilson, ThatZachWilson, and also check out on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Sci-Fi Weekly on the Popcorn Talk.
You can find me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, STPHNLEMIEUX, and also tweet at us with hashtag Jellco move.
Yeah.
JELCOMOVE.
Beautiful. You guys can find me everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. Please find me that dress and get me info on where I could get one. I'm dead serious. And on the Dark Matter After Show, which will be coming up in just a few minutes. Plus, we'll see you next week for more Killjoys.
The penultimate. Oh!
Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Jellco move.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.